Hey everybody, this is part 2 of becoming your own inspiration story, to not just inspire yourself, but to inspire others to get into a constant peak state, a state of feeling empowered, positive, confident, self-assured. That I can be, do, and have anything state, that state where you feel like you can conquer the world. Now, I've already shared in part 1 the first element of 3 that when combined together can keep you in a consistent peak state. And that was all about movement. Now, when I think about movement, I think about not just the actual physical part of the movement, but for me, it's how am I going to feel afterwards? And as I said in my previous video, if you haven't seen it, you never, ever regret a workout. And there's a reason for that. And that is all about how when we move, we release that happy hormone, serotonin, our endorphins are released. We feel fabulous. So that is the first element out of 3 that, like I said, when combined, will create this consistent peak state of empowerment. So today, part 2 is all about fuel, the food that you put in your body and how that can make you feel. Now, I know that I have been lucky enough to surround myself with people that are extremely knowledgeable when it comes to the foods that I eat and what other people eat, and how that really can impact the mind. It absolutely can impact how you feel on a day-to-day basis. There is never a truer saying than you are what you eat. And I don't mean about weight loss. Weight loss is always an added bonus when we're looking at changing the foods in our diet to feel better. When I say you are what you eat, if you eat really healthily, you are going to feel healthy. If you eat foods that aren't healthy, you are going to feel unhealthy in more ways than one. It's not just going to impact you putting on weight. It's going to make you feel rubbish from the inside out. It's going to make you feel more anxious and more stressed. So today is all about being aware of the foods that we're eating and how our body is responding to that. So let me ask you this first question and think about it. On a day-to-day basis, when you wake up, how do you feel? And how does that then impact the rest of your day? So, for example, do you feel sluggish? Do you want to stay in bed? Do you struggle to get out of bed? Do you keep hitting that snooze button, time after time after time? Do you feel foggy and fuzzy in the mornings in your mind? Do you wake up with headaches? Do you wake up feeling extremely thirsty? Do you feel during the day you just want to sleep? Do you feel uninspired? Do you feel less confident, less self-assured? Do you feel a lack of inspiration? What is it that your hair is feeling like? What do your nails look like? What does your skin look like? All of this. Oh, actually, and muscles. How are your muscles feeling? What do your joints say to you? Are they screaming at you, crunching away? Are they aching? All of this combined together is based on the fuel that you are putting in your body. I can't tell you enough how when we put the incorrect fuel into our bodies that makes us have these symptoms, how it impacts the rest of your life. And that is why this is the second element out of 3, that when we can focus on how we feel with the fuel that we put in our bodies, we can work towards building that momentum to get us into that amazing peak state, that state of confidence, that state of self-assured, that state of productivity, of creativity, of be, do, can, have anything that you desire, of just feeling positive about yourself, being able to jump out of bed. All of these things combined, when I add the next element, which will be coming out on Wednesday, are going to create you to have that consistent peak state. So today, it's not about talking about your weight. You know, when we lose weight, like I said, it's an added bonus. It's always a nice feeling if you want to lose weight that you've lost weight. This is more about your mental state. Now, my experience is instant. When I put bad food in my body, I instantly feel those symptoms that I've just described. I have a bad night's sleep. I wake up feeling dehydrated throughout the night, which then means I'm constantly getting up to go to the toilet. I feel miserable. I feel down on myself. I feel low. I have lower self-esteem. It takes me a lot of effort and energy to get me to be productive throughout the day. My skin goes bad. My hair looks dreadful. You know, my nails go brittle. I mean, those things kind of happen over time, but I just feel uncomfortable. I feel bloated. My muscles hurt. My joints ache. And that for me happens overnight. If I've eaten something unhealthily, I get those experiences overnight. So when I eat healthily, I always have a good night's sleep. I always feel like my skin looks great. I always feel positive. I always wake up getting, you know, in the morning, jumping out of bed like a Tigger, excited for the day, positive about the day ahead, feeling like I can do whatever it is that I need to do that day and do it to the best of my abilities. You know, I have an air of confidence about me, more confidence about me. The fuel that you put in your body will impact all of the systems around your body to not work effectively if it's unhealthy, but will work effectively if it's healthy. Now, a food feeling diary is absolutely necessary if we need to understand how certain foods are making us feel. So if you can have a diary and you just start writing down, this isn't about monitoring what you eat because you want to lose weight. I'm going to reiterate that because this isn't about weight. This is about your mental state. So when we have a food feeling diary and we can write down in it exactly what we've eaten throughout the day and how that's made us feel. And then the next day, how are we feeling because of what we've put in our bodies? And if you do this for 30 days, you will be able to create a pattern of foods that made you feel great and positive and empowered and focused and productive and more confident, to foods that made you feel bloated, uncomfortable, sluggish. And that's basically how we can understand and create that awareness of what works and what doesn't. Now, I also want to reiterate, and this is extremely important, especially if you're out there, like I have suffered with eating disorders. It's extremely important that you understand I'm not asking you to restrict your diet. It is all about moderation. So I'm not saying that you can't have that takeaway or you can't have that bar of chocolate if you want to, but it is about moderation. How would having that every day make you feel? How would having it maybe once or twice a month make you feel? There is a massive impact in your body when you take out, in a good way, when you take out foods that don't make you feel great, and you do that for a consistent amount of time, you actually won't crave them. The bacteria in your body will stop screaming at you internally to want more of those bad, unhealthy, so I shouldn't say bad, unhealthy foods. Now, that, like I said, it doesn't mean that you can't have these foods, but it's what makes you feel good. And that is the most important thing here when we're looking at creating a consistent peak state. What foods make you feel good for longer? What foods make you feel good for the time that you're actually eating it? And how does that make you feel afterwards? Now, I know that change can be hard, especially because we're taught that, but also especially because we're used to doing things. We're used to a pattern of when we wake up in the morning, what breakfast we eat, you know, the first drink that we have in the morning. But it literally can just take reducing the sugar in your coffee or your tea, not having that chocolate bar every day. It could be adding some lovely fresh vegetables in your diet that you wouldn't normally think of having. It could be having that one less takeaway a week. It's small changes that create massive momentum to get you to start to feel incredible. Now, my ask here is to share the changes that you make. What is it that you can do to inspire yourself, to inspire others, to start feeling better about yourself, to start having that focus, that energy, that positivity, that being able to jump out of bed, that better night's sleep? What is it you can do to get you on that journey to start to feel better? And having a food feeling diary will absolutely show you that way, show you what is it that makes you feel sluggish and rubbish. What is it that makes you feel inspired and positive and empowered? So that is the second element, people, of the 3 elements that when combined create a peak state, which will inspire you to have that inspirational story, which will then inspire others too. So let's keep this interactive. Share with me in your comments below, what changes can you make right now to start getting you into that good feeling state more consistently? I really, really hope that's helped. Now, like I said, that's the second part. So we've got the movement. And if you haven't seen the video, go back to part 1 of becoming your own inspiration story, part 1. And I talked to you about the massive benefits you get when you just move your body. And it is all about little and often. It's not about beating your body up on a treadmill or doing a 20-mile run. It is literally little and often movement. And it's the same with the fuel. It's little changes made often enough to start to get you feeling so much better about yourself, to create these amazing feelings that you may never have even had because you didn't know that it was your diet that was causing you to feel this particular way. So on Wednesday's video, which is the last part of this series, I will be sharing with you the final stage, the final element in what you can do to create, combined with part 1 and part 2, movement and fuel, what you can do to get yourself in a consistent peak state. And like I said, it's simple when you know, it's not when you don't know. So like I said, comment below. I can't wait to hear the things that you're going to be able to do, whether that's you start doing your food feeling diary and you comment in a few days time and you already recognize things that, you know, changes that you've made that have made you feel better, or foods that you recognize that are making you feel rubbish. So just share below. Let's again inspire ourselves to inspire others. Let's do this together. Take care, guys, and I will see you on Wednesday.